Hello, this is Pixie doing another video. Good. So, thoughts today are about MGTOW, I think. A little bit of MGTOW, men going their own way, and you just really understanding it, trying to find a level way of doing it. There's some strange videos out there, sort of like polarising the relationships in society. So that, like, we're men, we're on this side of the fence, and women, a different species, and all this sort of stuff. Well, you don't need to worry about all that. What it is, I think, is that we sometimes have some poor relationship muscles. That's probably the best way to look at them. I mean, it's not necessarily a good thing to have lots of relationships, because that can leave you a bit mixed up. You might just want to engage with the opposite sex. Having a good understanding of each other is better. Because it never sounds great if you sort of want to share any kind of experiences, and well, it depends on the person. Some people are into that, but if they're sort of still talking about the past, then they haven't moved on, and the idea is that you've got something unique. But then there's the security of if you are together, why should the past bother you? So it's a complicated one there. But anyway, I think the thing is always overlooked, probably from guys, is the sociology and it's in economics. And the way to move forward is think of it as a business. So you're getting to know someone, but you're looking at the benefits of it, and you're looking at the person as an investment. But it's an investment that you don't necessarily have any control over in the same way, sort of mutual. Beneficial to different parties. So get into the mindset of it, seeing it as a kind of business structure. Now, a lot of things they might say it's misogynistic, like the old religious way of looking at things and stuff like that, but not necessarily. Because what's happened is they've taken structure out of it and run on emotions, and men have let themselves been led by films and things, I don't know, believing what a relationship is. It could be that they've got an unhappy thing with it, sometimes their parents and other stuff. There's other reasons why sometimes people become quite clingy or caught up in it. Men are not always great with certain feelings. They're good in other areas, but it can be a bit of a minefield for some guys, and as a result you've got some hurt people on the internet who are sort of firing off different things and saying, like, I don't need a woman in my life. Or there could be some bad women they've encountered. So, but maybe what they did is they over-invested. Like, come back to this business analogy, they've over-invested in a kind of toxic relationship. I mean, they might have felt good at the time with the person, but then any person could have done that if they could have pressed all the right buttons. It's more of a chemical relationship. It's the addiction. It's the part of your brain says, look, this is good. Okay, here's a reward for it. So some of it's to your values. And I think if you set your bar high, and don't see that person, so that when we talk about investment, they're not the only thing you can invest your time and energy into. So that's the first thing, and also commitment. So see it as also the contract. If this person's got children involved, you don't want them to become the victims of a relationship that's not quite right. So you just really want to get it sorted out. So you maybe think, well, maybe we just slow down, just stick in the dating realm for now, before going into committed. If someone's really pushy for a commitment, then obviously they're trying to seal the deal, and you're not probably seeing the real person. They may be just projecting. So they're projecting the person they want you to believe they are. So you may be getting misled. Actually, I might go to this place instead. So yeah, it's important. I think that's the way to do it, is just to recalibrate your thinking. And also, there's no reason to trust somebody fully. If somebody moves emotionally from one sort of sense of self to the other, they sometimes act differently, which probably sounds a bit kind of encrypted, what I just said then. But if you're affected by your hormones and you've got more than one character algorithm, I guess, inside you, then, for instance, you may see the sweet side of someone, but that's more like a layer of them, and then the inner person might be like, well, I want this, I want that done. You might realise that the person's selfish in some way, and So you need to evaluate these. You might not see the interior of the person, basically, the working, the operating system behind the person, the motives. You can learn a lot from psychology. You can look at personality types, traits. You could do an analysis. So you do your stock analysis on this person, the value of the person, so on. And it's hard, but if you just sat down and write all the pros and cons. But if someone's had lots of bad relationships and they always blame the other person, then they're not really. They've never fixed some of their own personal issues in that mix, and so they are potentially could be toxic. They could be a nice person, but there's something about them. Like if you fall out with them, they didn't leave it, they'd move on or anything like that. With sort of arguments and situations like that. So it's kind of that evaluation. And there's a lot of things about the nature of, say, women and the nature of men. We all want different things, and then we just need to figure it out. I mean, if you're going to move into a sort of committed relationship, you probably want this more honest conversation of where you see things going, and also, are you career? Do you want to be more focused on your career? Do you think maybe having a family, this person wants to brush up a family, you think that's a good move for you? These sort of things are kind of, you need to sort of look at. Otherwise, if you get manipulated, someone says, oh yeah, and then they suddenly, oh no, we want to get this, I've paid out for that now, it's too late, this sorts of stuff. Then you haven't got a good deal, have you? It's somebody that sees themselves as the centre of the relationship and doesn't want some equality, but then there's areas where you won't be equals. Just accept certain things. Basically you divide your resources, so you let them manage certain things. Like I say, see them as different companies. I think that's how they do see people anyway, isn't it? It's companies of state, I guess, and that's why I say I'm good. I miss a bit of company. It's all in there. It's all in to do with the Babylon law in there, and maritime law and all these other things, old ancient laws. But they're there from something much older. It might not even be from this world. That's how crazy it is. But there's a lot to say. Yeah, if we've really advanced culture at one point, possibly true. So that's kind of where the MGTOW's at. Is how to evolve beyond being a kind of victim or something. There's a lot of people get caught up in that. I'm hurt and, I'm owed something. But there isn't. You only owe yourself the opportunity to evolve. That's what it is. Anyway, this is Pixie signing off, and speak to you soon.